Today I've got VapCell's S4 Plus fast charger. This really is a fast charger because each bay can do 3 amps each for a total of 12 amps. It's also got the ability to change your charge rate per cell in 250 milliamp hour increments, which is great, and an automatic and a manual mode. Thanks to VapCell for sending this to me to look at and review. Hey guys, if you're not following me on social media, please make sure you do. I try and post deals and other things there, so I think you want to follow, and doing so helps me to support this channel, just like liking this video and subscribing to the channel does. So here is the box that the VapCell S4 Plus comes in. I'll put in some photos too because it's kind of big, but you can see it's a nice box. It gives you the features on the side, has your input voltages and power ranges on the back, and on the back then it's got your features like it can automatically select the optimum charge current, easily set the ideal charge current in manual mode. It's got discharge feature, capacity tests, automatic intelligent temperature controls, repair function, really all the stuff we expect from modern chargers. And then on the side here, we've got the list of what it's all compatible with, and hit pause while you're here to make sure it'll fit your size batteries as well. The charger itself doesn't come with a whole lot. You get this manual here, and it's a good manual. It's long and it's a little bit complex, but it does a good job. It's all in English and mostly pretty easily understood. Then here you've got a power brick. This is just generic AC to DC adapter. It's 120 to 40 volt and it outputs 12 volts at 5 amps with just a barrel connector here. Here is the charger itself, and I will be demonstrating this here in a minute, but let's go over the features. It's a plastic construction and it's rigid. I don't hear it crack or creak or don't see any problems with the molding anywhere. It is a fire retardant plastic, which is nice to see on chargers. And there's no active fan here, but there's some cooling vents on the sides and then on the bottom as well. While we're on the bottom, you've got the rubber feet, and then you've got your statistics there of all the different input, output voltages, different charge rates, USB output, and compatibility list. It's a good little guide on the back, and it's easy to read being the black on silver. On the side here is an important function. You've got the manual and the auto switch, and this is just a manual toggle switch. On the top, you've got your input power and your output power. This charger can be used as a power bank if you insert the cells here, and I'll show you what that looks like. And then on the bottom here, you've got your 3 modes to display the UI of the charger, and then a big screen here for everything. So let's plug it in, get some batteries in, and show you what it does. Okay, now that I am zoomed in here on the screen, we can see a little bit about this, and I'll kind of pull it up and down so you can see inside the bays too. So we've got 4 batteries installed here. And one thing I did want to note here at the beginning was this maximum spring travel rate here. It's got these nice clips and they go back and forth easily, and maximum size they can expand to is 76.2 millimeters, which is great for your protected 21700 batteries like I've got here. And there's even a little bit of room for cells that are just a little bit longer than this one. The LCD down here is 78 by 32 millimeters, and it's this dark blue with kind of white and silvery letters inside. Makes it difficult to film, but it's pretty easy to see in normal light. So the charger has 4 main charging modes. You've got charging, discharge, capacity test, and repair. And then you've got the manual and the automatic mode. So I've got these 4 batteries plugged in here, and I'm going to focus on charging because I think that's what most people will use this for, and the other features will just be kind of nice to have. In automatic mode, you can see that the charger picked the charge rate, and you can hear this is what it does when it's got a battery that's full. This pink battery here is full, so it played that tone. But the rest of the batteries are charging, and it's focused on display 3, or slot number 3, which is the pink cell, which is charged. But if I press the display button, you can see it toggles over. I can hit the current button. You can see this battery is currently charging at 1500 milliamp hour. I can long press on this button, and that blinks, and that allows me to up the rate to 2 amps, 2.5, or 3 amps. And this is all in automatic mode. And if I want to just let it go that fast, I just leave it there for a minute. Now this 4th bay here is charging at 3 amps, while the first bay is 2 amps, and the second bay is, it looks like, 1.5. So you've got all your things you need to know here. You've got your percentage, your voltage, your resistance of the cell, your charge rate, how long it's been charging, the temperature, and then how much energy it's pumped into the cell. If the temperature does get above 65 C, it will stop charging and error out. The charger also has reverse polarity protection here, so I'll just insert a battery backwards, and we can see here it's reading error. That's always nice to see. I'm going to flip it over to manual mode, and when I insert this in here, You can see charging doesn't start automatically. So when I've got a cell inserted in manual mode, I can press and tell it what charging rate I want to go to. So let's go 3000 for 3 amps. So right now I'm charging at a total of 6 amps here. I can hit the display again. I'll flip back over to manual because that's where I've been running it the most, and I can up my current then again. So now I've got 3 bays doing 3 amps, and this battery's full here, so it won't let me go 3 amps there, but there's enough room I can take it out easily. Insert a nickel metal hydride in loop here, and it'll start charging here. And I can even increase the charge rate on that as well to whatever I want. So it's nice you can mix the different speeds and chemistries here, automatic and manual mode. It does a good job with that, and it's pretty straightforward in how it works. The lithium ion batteries stopped charging at 4.185 volts, and the nickel metal hydride stopped at 1.495 volts. You can press this display button for about 5 seconds and the backlight shuts off there. That's great for night charging if you want, and then just press it and it comes back on. Let me swap out one of these batteries for a charged one and show you what the other features do. Okay, so if I don't want to do charge, I can press the button and I've got discharge here, and then I can change the current rate there as well. It's going to discharge this one at 1 amp. This is a little bit less useful, I think. It discharges kind of slow and it takes a while. I don't use discharge a whole lot. What I'd prefer they do here instead is a storage mode. I think that's more useful for people, especially if you're storing those lithium ion batteries. They like to sit around 80% to be the happiest long term. So that allows you to do that. The next mode here is the capacity test, which is really neat. It also allows you to change the speed. So what you're doing here is you're charging the battery up to full capacity. It's doing a discharge cycle and then charging it up again, all while keeping track to most accurately test the capacity of the cell. And I really like that function. I use it on my lithium ions from time to time just to keep them healthy, especially if I haven't used them in a long time. And it lets you know if a cell's been damaged or it's time to replace it too. And last is your repair feature. To be honest, this is not something I use very often, but it's nice to have, especially for maybe your nickel metal hydride batteries. When lithium ion batteries get too low and are unsafe, I generally recycle them and don't trust it. But what this mode does is slowly increase power while testing the cell and monitoring resistance and temperature to safely recharge the battery if they've dropped too low. And it works for nickel metal hydride, lithium ion, and nickel cadmium. Lastly, at the top here, there is that USB port that I mentioned earlier. That is used in a power bank function. When you've got a batteries inserted here and no AC power inserted, what will happen is it will make that port active. It'll come on and you can start discharging. When you, based off this first cell first, but it can draw power from all 3 cells. What I will note is I wish this had a function that always had USB power. While you're charging your batteries, you could charge another flashlight that's got built-in charging or charge your phone or something like that. So the pros for me here are you've got that auto and manual switch on the side allowing you to the most amount of control. You've got the ability to choose the charging current during the charging cycles in both models, and speed. 3 amps on each bay is really nice if you need it. I don't have any other charger that's this fast across all your bays. The cons for me are, I think the manual could be a little bit more clear. It's not hard to use, but it's not super easy either. One feature I'd like to see on this high-end charger is that store feature. That's something I use. And it'd be nice if they had the ability to turn the tone off when the battery is charged for overnight charging if you do that. My conclusion is that overall this is a nice charger that does almost everything I want a charger to do for flashlights and other electronic devices. It allows me to charge up nickel metal hydride and lithium ion batteries and select the charge rate in 250 and 500 milliamp hour steps, up to 3 amps per bay. It has an automatic and manual mode too, and it will charge all 4 bays at 3 amps if I'm in a hurry and have batteries that support that, or it'll charge slower if I want to, which is what I do most of the time. It can discharge batteries fully and will run capacity tests to help me judge if a battery is healthy or need replaced, and it can support those longer cells too, which is important for those protected 21700s that are increasingly popular in the flashlight world today. Like I said, the one thing I wish it had was a storage mode. This would help me store my lithium ion batteries when I won't be using them for a while. It drains the cells down to about 75-80% when they're the most stable for long-term storage. I have no hesitation in recommending the VapCell S4 Plus charger here. It's fast if you want, it's slow if you want control, and it fits the most common sizes of flashlight batteries in use today, as well as common household sizes too. If you've got any questions on this charger, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit me up on social media. I'd appreciate you following me there, and make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube, so I'll catch you on the next review next week. Thanks for watching.